Hey everybody, hunter, fisher, trapper, trader, guide, scout, and interpreter, and just a country cook, Steve Hall, here in Nashville, Tennessee, flying solo. Why? It's Christmas time. You know what that means. Sheila is in Alabama with her mom, and they're Christmas shopping, running around getting those last-minute stocking stuffers, all that kind of stuff. But that also means that I get to make the recipes that I like when she's out of town, and I love crawfish. We're going to use crawfish tail meat that you can get at any Walmart store. They carry it. We're going to add a lot of other goodies. We're going to put it in this casserole dish and bake it, and it's going to be just fantastic. But I got to do all the camera shots myself because Sheila's not here. Come on over and let's get started on Louisiana Crawfish Casserole. Boy, I sure miss that girl. This is a lot easier when she runs the camera. But now that I got everything set up here again, this is our crawfish tail meat from Walmart. I'm going to move this over to the side right now, and I'm going to start out with a can of Campbell's tomato soup. And I want to put this in first because then, well, that ain't going to fit in there. I know, Sheila, that's not going to fit in there, so she would normally have a spoon here. That's right, but I got it in there anyway because the next thing I'm going to put in here is 2 teaspoons of Lee & Perrins Worcestershire sauce, 2 teaspoons of regular cooking oil, and 1 teaspoon of Tabasco sauce. That's going right in here with our tomato soup. We're going to get that stirred in. How am I doing, Sheila? Is it looking pretty good? Then in here we're also going to put 1 cup of diced tomatoes. Now I'll tell you what I did. I got these right here. These are red gold diced tomatoes with basil, garlic, and oregano. Wow. And about 1/3 of it's still in there because this recipe just calls for 1 cup, and all I could find was like 14 ounces or something. So we'll put our 8 ounces of tomatoes in there. Stir. Boy, that smells so wonderful already. I hope I'm in the right frame because if not, I'm going to have to do some cropping and editing to make it look right. Then in here, we're also going to put in 1 sweet onion diced up. We got there. We're going to mix that in. Boy, it seems so lonely here in the studio when Sheila's not here telling me what to do. I hope I'm doing good, Sheila. And I'm also going to put in 1 cup, and it calls for 1 cup of diced green bell peppers, but I had some red too, and I just like the color combination. So it's a 1/2 cup of green, 1/2 cup of red bell peppers diced up. Doesn't that look good? Yes, it does. We're also going to put in a 1/2 teaspoon of chopped garlic in there. All right. Then we're going to put in 1½ cups of minute rice or instant rice, but it's not cooked. I bought this minute rice right here at the store, and I don't know if I'm in frame because Sheila's not here. But it got 1½ cups of that uncooked. So don't do the recipe that's on the box where you take water and cook it and do all that stuff first. We just want to pour this right in here. Oh yeah, that's coming to the texture that I'm looking for. And now it's time for the star of the show. This little package of crawfish tail meat. And I think this here is like 12 ounces or something like that. The recipe really calls for about 8 ounces, but I'm putting it all in there because I like crawfish. Now this is fully cooked, so you don't have to worry about cooking it. And this is all the tail meat, and a lot of times they have a little bit of that fat that's up in the head of the crawfish. Man. But there it is. That just has a Cajun smell to it when it comes out of that bag. Because they've already did it for you. They went and took the crawfish, they put them in a pot and boiled them, then they, whoop, whoop. If Sheila was here, she'd say that flew out of there. But they boil it, and then they got people that sit in a room and pull all the meat out, pack it up for you. And there we are. This looks absolutely terrific. I know there's people out there saying he sure stumbles around when she's not there to help him. But because I'm thinking about her, before I put this in the oven at 325 degrees for 35 minutes, and I'll put all the ingredients underneath the video, but I'm going to do something that Sheila would tell me to do if she was here. And that's put some Ritz crackers on top of this. Now, I left a couple of them undone just to show you that, man, they just grind up in your hands so easy. You don't need a grinder or anything else to get them nice and fine. Now, normally the recipes that they do down in Alabama, they pour butter in here first and mix it together. But because this is such a loose product, I'm just going to go ahead and put a little coating of Ritz crackers only. Because if I had the butter in there, it would be thicker and I'd have to try to smear it around, and it would just go down into the product, and I want it to ride on top there. And this is for Sheila, because Sheila likes Ritz crackers on top of just about any casserole dish that they do down there in Alabama. They put them Ritz crackers, well, with butter, but we're just doing the bare bones Ritz crackers on here. And we're going to pop this in the oven at 325 degrees for 35 minutes. We'll bring it back to you and you can take a look at it, and we'll have us some Louisiana Crawfish Casserole. See you in 35 minutes. Goodness gracious, look what I have back from the oven. And here's what I did. I put it at 3 1/4, then 350, and after about 30 to 35 minutes, I cranked it up to 425 like you'd do a pizza, and it got a nice little crust around there. And somewhere off in the distance, I can hear Sheila saying, well, now if you'd have poured a bunch of butter in them Ritz crackers and put it on top, it would have been golden brown at 325. So she's probably right. But I do want to take these little mitts and just hold this like this for 10 seconds. Let me put the little tabs on the bottom. She's not here to shoot the picture for the thumbnail, so I'm just going to steal a frame off the video. That ought to be enough right there. All right, now it's time to give our little crawfish casserole. Man, I'll tell you what, that rice absorbed all of that Worcestershire sauce, Tabasco, the juices from those tomatoes, and that tomato soup. Let me let this cool just for a second. You can see it's steaming away here. But I want to make sure that I get me a piece of crawfish. That is so yummy. That is so delicious. Because I baked it a little longer, I see my little crawfish shrunk down just a little bit. So I think maybe put the butter in the Ritz crackers, put it on top, and only do it for like 30 minutes. But they're still so delicious. That is a great main dish or side dish. Well, Sheila's not here, so I get to make what I want, and I love crawfish. Now, it's got all those other spices in here, and our hot sauce and all that stuff, and even our tomatoes with the basil, garlic, and oregano. So I didn't put in any extra Old Bay or Tony Chachere's, which you could spice it up even a little more. But I'm going to freeze a bunch of this so when Sheila gets home, she can enjoy it too. And I hope you enjoyed this recipe because we made it just for you. I say we because she's always here with me. Can you hear me, Sheila? I just made Louisiana Crawfish Casserole on my own, and I'll bet I got something out of frame, but that's all right. One thing I did notice, after I started this last segment is all the dirty dishes are still sitting here. You'll notice that they're not here when she's here. She cleans it off before we go to the final segment. So, but it is what it is. You know, as bachelors are, we never get anything right. But here's what you do. If you love our recipes, we hope you subscribe to our channel. Little Shotgun Red's face is going to pop up over here in a little bit. Click on it. When it says subscribe, right next to it's a bell. If you click on that, you'll be notified every time we come out with another recipe. We'll put a list of recipes over here that we hope you like. That's too hot to pick up and even tilt. But is this the best Louisiana Crawfish Casserole, easy to make, that you ever had? If it ain't, it ought to be. This is Steve Hall in Nashville, Tennessee, flying solo, and Sheila's down there in Red Bay, Alabama. Of course, they're probably over in Russellville or something else, one of them bigger towns, shopping, and I'm here eating crawfish on my very own. We'll see you next time right here on Cooking with Shotgun Red. Sheila, I wish you were here. This is really good. Bye-bye for now.